We are live. We are live on YouTube, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go ahead and actually get all this cleaned up from the charts. Get back to there. But yeah, how y'all doing this morning, man? We're about to get this thing going. It is 8:13 in the morning. Since I'm really just getting started, we are going to make sure everybody is aware that we are up and active, man. We're live. Um, Alright, we're about to get this thing set up. I guess, that's on there. Guess we'll post on Snapper. Attach. We live on YouTube. Alright, we're about to get this thing going. And gotta stop my streaks. Alright, we active, man. Alright, let's get into it, man. It is May 13th. Today is Wednesday. A Wednesday. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, man. So a few things I'm looking at right here is we have this volume imbalance right here on the daily. We've tapped into also into this volume imbalance. So I guess if we want to, we can just mark up what's new. It's a new day, so why not? So boom, got that marked out. Let's go down to the 4 hour. See what we got. We got some small gaps here. Nothing significant. To be honest, these price legs look pretty stable. They don't look super choppy, but you can see we're kind of building up some sell side liquidity down here to the bottom. So there's a potential we may want to go and target those. We don't have to, honestly. Price could still just keep riding this trend up, and then, you know, eventually come take the lows. We don't got to do it today, but I do see today being potentially choppy just because it is Wednesday. If you know, you know, but Wednesdays aren't typically the best. They don't provide the best opportunities for price action. So with that being said, we see these two lows here. We can see we have some sell side liquidity. What is that from last week? And this is Tuesday's low. So Tuesday low, let's just go ahead and mark this up. Previous day's low. I think that was it, right? Previous day's low Monday, yeah. Tuesday, previous day's low. This is also a previous day's high. Oh, okay. It's Tuesday. Alright. Let's get in here. So we can see there is a small gap, a small 4-hour gap here. To me personally, it's not really that relevant because it doesn't really stick out. But just for reference and context, we'll mark it up. Alright, maybe not that far out. It's Wednesday, so give it to like that time. Now let's see. Yeah, by 2 o'clock we should definitely have an answer as far as where we're gonna be at or targeting. So we'll stretch it to there. We're on the 1 hour now. So you can see strong price leg. We also have this 1 hour gap here. Respected that. I wouldn't say this is a strong leg compared to this. As you can see, these candles are very small and choppy, meaning there's probably some liquidity resting in here somewhere that we can run. So let's keep going down. We have Asia highs here. We'll just put it right there. Got Asia lows. Gotta mark up the session highs and lows. Gotta mark them up. Just because that's where a lot of the high resistance liquidity is resting. So, with that being said, let's track our lows for London. London lows, which are about to be ran. Again, some of that internal liquidity here within this price leg. Or if we want to, we could run Asia lows and get a push towards the highs. Or if price really wants to, we could probably go bullish from here. So I'm going to just mark that up to there just because we've already ran that low. So let's go down to the 15-minute. Let's go back to the 1 hour real quick. So we do got a gap here. Let's mark this up. This is what, a 4 hour, right? No, it's a 1 hour. So we got multiple 1 hour gaps here. This is the most relevant one to this current price action. Price may want to use that as a target as well. Put that down to the 15. So yeah, you can kind of see some equal lows resting here. So there's a chance we may want to go and target these lows here. We just ran equal lows here technically. But let's see. We're also testing midnight opening price. I would say majority of this liquidity has been ran. All this weak price action. Now, I would consider this somewhat weak in this area, but we have this long range where price is continuing to close lower for certain reasons. As of touching London low, coming into this gap, testing this price level. Let's see what other levels we got. So we got this level down here, quarter level. Mark that up. So there's a chance we go there. Let's also mark up the weekly opening because that could be something else that we see, because this is what previous week's high. Previous week's high, there we go. And we got the weekly opening. Let's go down to the daily opening. Mark that off. So we do got a few price levels here. Instead, what I'm gonna do for Asia. So yeah, highs and lows of Asia right there. Let's also mark up yesterday's PM session and lunch session, because those are going to be very important. So from 12 o'clock to like 1:30. So that's the high. 12. To 4 o'clock. So definitely some important areas we could definitely target, like this level right here. So there's a chance we get a pretty deep retracement. But we are on top of this level. We've already closed above, so there's a chance maybe we want to target this level again. I wouldn't mind seeing us run this Asia low here, but let's see if we get the reaction and a potential continuation day. Seems like we could get either a break where price may want to break above these highs, retest them, and then continue, or we come above these highs and then we do something like that and come target these lows, and then price can make up his mind on whether if it wants to continue back higher, or from this point, kind of the same thing from the highs, breaking lower, retesting, maybe coming into these levels again, and then potentially these lows. So who knows? There's a lot of potential scenarios, but at this point I'm definitely more bullish. I would say it is Wednesday. We know it's going to be choppy. Yesterday didn't give us the best price action, so in my opinion this was all manipulation, or sorry, this is accumulation, manipulation, distribution, pullback, continuation. So I think after that, because this is what right here, hold on, this accumulation, manipulation, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We just been kind of pulling back, grab some lows, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. accumulation, manipulation, distribution, manipulation. Yeah. I mean, for me, I feel like this entire price leg isn't super strong compared to this. Granted, there are some levels again we can run into down here if we want to look for longs. Um, so right now, just because we ran London lows, there's a potential that we just end up continuing bullish from this point. I'm not really a big fan of this price leg coming from sweeping this low. As you can see, a bunch of small candles. For me, that's just showing weakness. If we want to see strong price movements in a certain direction, we want to see those larger candles really confirming price action. So for me, as of now, this is a weak low that I'm looking to be ran. So that is something I am watching closely. But yeah, let's see what we can do today. We might be able to catch a quick trade, depending. So we've gotten this price leg here again, very weak, but we also have two bearish candles, and we also closed below the wick. So this is confirmed as a high right here. So now basically, ideally, I would like to see us pull back 50% for us to efficiently move higher. But we're gonna see. Price may want to do something like this, target these highs, but it really just depends on these candle closures. Oh, we got 8:30 news. There we go. Okay. Wasn't paying attention to time at all, as you guys can tell, but we here. And this is why I also like to wait for my setups to really form for me, like I'm anticipating my setups rather than me, trying to just enter at anything that I'm seeing. If I'm not seeing anything clear, then you know what it is. So zooming out a little bit, we can see on the 5-minute we're sweeping some of those lows we have marked up, those equal lows, coming back down into this range as I mentioned. Again, we could come back down as low as here, but let's switch over. We'll put y'all onto some of the sites. Alright, so we are on here. Let's go ahead and kind of look at some of the fundamentals here. So we got 59% short right now. So a lot of people are expecting shorts. As expected, I am bullish, as I've already mentioned. Let's see what 30 is looking like. Well, half and half. Still more bearishness on NQ. As of now, I've been marking up ES. Been trading NQ all week, but I don't know. I opened up the charts and marked up ES, so I guess this is what we're on so far for ES. A little bit of a pullback, maybe into some of these deeper levels, maybe closer to this weekly opening, because if you know, it does act as a magnet for price. So I'm gonna mark this up as a key level here. I like to mark my quarter levels up as a bank level and my whole numbers as key levels, because I don't know, it just visually seems more appealing that way to me. So yeah, right now we are currently looking at NQ. Let's go to the heat map. All right, see what's performing, what's not performing. So the major ones that are underperforming currently are Amazon, AVGO, AMD, Intel, Microsoft. That's a big one. Tesla's down. So a lot of companies down currently, major players. Now, does that mean that we are bearish? No. To me, it looks fairly mixed because you also got to take into consideration the other big players. Like we have Nvidia and Apple, Meta, JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, Walmart, right? So there's a lot of other bigger players here in this playing field, right? And all we're doing is just tracking what's going on currently, right? So we understand that majority of people are more looking for sells. So if they are in sells currently, more than likely, you know, they're in the money. But hopefully, they're scalping and hopefully they're getting ready to pull positions because I don't think the sells will hold. I think we are more fairly bullish based off of yesterday's price action. And yeah, let's go see what news we had today. So yeah, PPI, fair chair, nomination vote. Ooh. The Senate will vote to pass or reject the nomination of Kevin Warsh as Federal Reserve Chairperson for a term for 4 years, May 2026 to 2030 of May. So that's 4 years. We're going to have Kevin Warsh. We probably got Trump in the office for what, like another, 2.5 years or so. I don't know. 2 years, about 2 years roughly. So we'll see how everything goes, right? I'm hearing he may run for a third term. Now, this isn't a political channel by any means, so if you hear me talking anything closely relative to politics, I am very independent by all means. So I just use all the fundamentals to my advantage. Granted, I do personally think a lot of this stuff is planned and it's going to happen anyway. So all this stuff with the new fair chairman being ushered in, it was going to happen anyway. So yeah, that's the thing today. PPI came out good, so that's good for USD, good for USD. So we should expect some sort of pullback, which we are seeing. Let's go to FinViz real quick. Tech dip buyers lift stocks as oil rallies. Trump arrives in China for first time in almost a decade. Wow. I thought he would have been in and out of China, but it makes sense. Out of towns, out of bounds. I don't know. Ked Warsh, he's talking about lowering the interest rates. They're trying to get it back down to, I think, like 1.5%. And yeah, we're up like 2.5, I think, something like that. I can't remember, but regardless, we're up there, and the economy's feeling it. People are feeling it. People's bank accounts are feeling it. People's credit cards are feeling it. My credit cards are feeling it, right? So, regardless of the fact of what happens, this is why we have to learn the skill of trading, because things like this, right? Things like we see right here in the news. These things happen all the time, 24/7, even over the weekend when the markets are closed. That's why you will see gaps in the market, right? So, monies and deals are always being made, money is being exchanged. So there's always things happening, right? And for us to be in the day and age that we are in now is a blessing because not only are we able to see what's going on in the world, we're able to be aware. And as a trader, you want to have that awareness in the world because it's the same thing that translates into the charts, right? Your awareness on the charts creates, a better path for you per se, right? So now you're aware of what to do and what to look for, what to expect out of the markets, out of the world, right? So we live in a real crazy golden age of tech. We have AI out now. So there's a lot of things that can really, shift us to a different world, a different breed of markets. So there's so many things that can happen. And yeah. So this is ES marked up. let's go ahead and get NQ marked up just because, again, we've been killing NQ. We made the switch to NQ last week, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a while since I traded NQ, and we've been having some really good success. So yeah, we're just gonna keep that up, and yeah, let's go ahead and get NQ marked up real quick. Mark off this weekly opening. Boom. We already ran the weekly high. Having a reaction, but price could still close above. We got 2 days on this candle. Not really worried about the weekly candle closing. So we are currently within this daily gap. But as you can see, we also reached lower into this previous day's price action. So I'm gonna mark the high and the low. The close of the candle. For those of you guys that do not trade ICT concepts, essentially, we're basically using this daily candle's wick or price action as a means for a point of interest, right? An order block in his case, right? So daily order block, you can see we reached into this bottom quadrant of this, range of this daily wick. So we had a nice rejection, a close above, which is good for price action. Granted, it's still closed bearish, right? So I may want to drop down to the 1 hour, but let's check out the 4 hour really quick. We are dipping lower and lower. Honestly, this isn't really that strong of a, price leg, but because we had this move right here, this gave us the momentum to kind of give us that strength, to give us, even the option to bounce off of this level, basically. Right, because these candles closed very strongly like this gave us the opportunity to come back and bounce off of this level and get something if you did yesterday, right? So right here you can see we kind of closed this gap right here. Price already ran the weekly highs. I'm really just going to leave that out of the frame, to be honest. I'd rather just mark up the previous day's high. So yeah, 4 hours, cool. I guess let me mark up this 4 hour gap right here. So anytime we're doing our analysis, you always want to break it from top down. And as you can see, we did tap into this gap. We're getting a nice reaction. For those of you guys that haven't taught yet, make sure you guys tap in. You know what I'm saying? Drop a comment below. I'll give you guys access. I'll make sure I reach out to you guys. Drop your Instagrams in the comments, actually. I'm going to tap in with y'all on there. I don't know if I put it in the description. Let's see. No, I did not. Darn. It's all good, all good. But yeah, we got this 4 hour gap that we're reacting from. So keep that in mind. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Wait, did I miss an inversion? I guess I kind of did with this right here, but there's one there. We reached in down here. We're just gonna use this. That's the previous one. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this price leg right here on NQ. This actually looks like a stronger price leg than ES, so NQ looks like it may want to hold over ES versus ES. I think may end up wanting to run this low, possibly. I don't know. I just like the price leg on NQ a lot better. Granted, they look about the same, but NQ looks more structured. So yeah, there's a chance we do get a reaction from this level right here, but we are also reacting off of this OP, which actually, oh wait, this is 1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour gap already tapped into, we swept into it, but literally we tapped back into a 4 hour gap. So in a sense, we did run some high resistance liquidity, hence the reaction. Now, I can say what I'm seeing here currently is that we are kind of building up orders right here. Price may want to tap back into this level up here. Same scenario, test a fair value gap, and then we use that tested gap as a means for a target. So there's a chance we come up here, possibly up here, but we did have this big move away. Let's see, we didn't run all the highs, but we did run some over here. Alright, bet. So let's get back down to 15-minute. Let's mark off these highs and lows. Well, previous day's high. Well, this is Monday's high. So we'll just keep this previous day's high up there as well. It's probably a London high. Let's look for our London low from 2 a.m. Eastern. So here's our London low. And we obviously swept some liquidity right here. So typically I would want to look for a 15-minute price action move from this point of interest, but we're having such a sharp rejection. Honestly, we could just go off of this 1 minute, but again, we're kind of building orders here where we're probably going to buy up to this level here. But you know, I'm not gonna assume we're gonna get all the way up there yet. Now, if we were to reject, what would be nice is, since we are rejecting from this level here, is if we did have a pullback, right? And even though this price action leg is a little weak, we can still pull back enough, kind of rebalance the range a little bit, and then get a strong enough move to give us a really strong leg to bounce off of, to maybe potentially take us back up to the highs here. Or we could continue to target these lows. So we've already ran previous day's high, so kind of makes sense why we're having this reaction back to the downside. But again, as I've already told you guys before, a lot of this choppy price action, these legs were gonna get ran in due time anyways. So let's see what price really wants to do. Let me go on the 5-minute. Asia highs there, Asia low. Boom. So, oh, you know what's crazy? I did my markups the entire time and I never made the switch back. I apologize. How crazy is that? Kaboom. Sorry, y'all. Trying to make the switch back to trading view. Sorry, my OBS is tweaking right now. Tweaky, tweaky. Apologies, y'all. We are having technical difficulties at the moment. Okay, so we can go to Discord. We can go there. But why are we having a hard time pulling up Trading View? Scratchy head, confusion. Turn it back on. There we go. Back in action. Alright. Thank you, lady. Alright, so let me see. Let me get some of my people in here, man. Let me see. Dang, they got me. Share, copy. Alright, we in this thing, man. So we got NQ marked up, we got ES marked up. Honestly, NQ looks like it could have more of a bullish move from here. And ES looks like we could still potentially come lower, run this low, Asia low. So we got those marked up. Let me go ahead and get these PMs. So 12 o'clock. Mark out these lunch highs and lows. That's the PM highs and lows. We got the lunch highs and lows. All right, so different session liquidity. So we do got liquidity here, but how strong will we hold, man? Let's see. We got like 30 minutes to open. So let's go ahead and put our daily bias up. Pre-market analysis. This is for NQ. So I think we have 55% short on NQ. Fundamentals, they're pretty mixed, I would say. Technicals, bullish, I would say, yeah. Have more of a bullish bias on NQ. Same with ES. Let me see, was it 58%? I don't think it was. %59 short. Let's see if it went up on NQ. It's 56%. Still 50. So 59 on ES, 56 on NQ. So a lot of people definitely leaning more bearish, which is good for us because I've already said I was bullish. Yeah, 59% short. So let me send this out to the Money Printer University. If you guys aren't already tapped in, make sure you guys do. Just because, you know, we growing. We got a lot of free value, a lot of free games going to be given out in there. Not even just on the trading side of things, but just helping people, you know, expand their income from trading into other avenues, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't trade to, you know, just be on the charts all day. We trade to live our lives, right? So part of me living my life is involving myself in different businesses, from doing Airbnb, Turo, helping people build their credit, just whatever it is, building a brand, creating content. There's a lot of different things that I like to do outside of trading. So make sure you guys tap into Money Printer University, man. We're going to get a little bit more active in there. We're going to break down a lot of different things. A lot of activities will be done in the Money Printer University. Giveaways will be done. Yeah. A lot of things to come this year. Still kind of revamping everything, revamping my course. I got my ebook that I'm currently finishing up. And what else? Yeah. Revamping the course. I got the ebook. And yeah, we got the community up and going. We just got to get it a little bit more active. So make sure you guys tap in and yeah, get some free game. Because at the end of the day, first you learn, then you earn. Yeah. But yeah, let's send this out to Money Printer U. Actually, let's post this in daily bias. So daily bias for NQ. Daily bias for ES. For those of you guys trading ES, like myself. Boom. But yeah, we're having that reaction over here at this daily opening off of ES. Let's just go down to the 5 minute. Kind of run back and forth between the 5 and the 1 minute on ES and NQ. So both are getting reaction at some lows. NQ ran these equal lows we have marked off here. Pre-market. Granted, we're still in pre-market. So currently have pre-market lows. Let's see. We go back one. So yeah, even though we swept that, this is pre-market highs up here. Gotta mark this off, unless we make a new high beforehand. What's going on? Let's pop in on the Discord, see what's popping. Anybody live yet? Nope. It's all good, it's just me. It's just me for the free. So yeah, I am bullish. We got some nice runs. That's on ES again. Boom. Asia. So yeah, we got the Asia highs and lows, London highs and lows. We got pre-market on NQ. NQ and ES look very, very similar, I will say. Now, one thing I will point out to you guys is this price action, right? Just look how slow and choppy this price action was, right? Before we had this move down. For me, I feel like this was a move to, come back and rebalance some things, which we did. We came into this 4-hour gap, right? But at the same time, now we have some lows that we're taking, right? So all the people who were buying up until this point, if they did not take profits here, they just got stopped out if their stop loss was up here, or even if they were trailing, right? So they might have got breaking even, who knows, right? Regardless of the fact, the markets are always engineering liquidity. So in this instance, when orders are building, and whenever I say I'm seeing orders starting to build here, and we're starting to collect orders here, we're starting to see choppier price action, but we're starting to move in a certain direction. What? Inducing buyers and sellers, right? So we're collecting orders, right? All the people seeing it break above these highs, starting to buy because they're like, oh, I've missed the buy. What else am I gonna do? So I'm gonna hit the buy button, right? So what are they doing? Now they're inducing sellers, collecting orders, pulling it up, maybe stopping some people break even, maybe stopping some people out who were, entering a little late and wearing a little bit of drawdown, scaring them, thinking it was going to go to the highs, but we collected more orders and pushed down. So all of these highs right here to me are simple, easy targets for me to target. So that adds on to my bullishness. That adds on to my confidence with taking a long trade. Now, yeah, so this is what we do. We play the waiting game now. So we're 30 minutes in. We've already had our news. Do some damage. As you can see, orders have been collecting. Now we're pushing back up to here. May want to rebalance into this level here. I'm gonna delete this. I kind of want to take this off as well. But as you can see, collected orders, we pushed out of this level, so we created somewhat of a leg, but collected some more orders here, and rather than just pulling back a few candles and pushing higher, kind of got this choppiness. So there is a potential right now that we could just probably come back up to this level, get a push lower. True. There's a potential. So I mean, honestly, once we run this level, maybe back in this area, we might get some kind of reaction. So, probably come back up to this level, sell off to this key level and area, and this is probably where we want to see price build itself back up. Really, you know, maybe something like that. That would be pretty cool. And yeah, just notice how I'm drawing up a path, right? I'm anticipating price to push and react off a certain level. So if things don't go my way, I'm not upset, because why? Now I can look at it, the market, from a different lens, a different perspective, right? Because this is what I'm anticipating, but unless what I'm anticipating happens, then there's no reason for me to take any setups. Granted, I may want to take this sell right here, right? Yes, I could take this sell, but where would my stop loss have to be? Above all of these highs right here, above all the highs that I've already concluded in my own head that are going to get ran, right? These are areas that I don't trust as strong legs of price action. Therefore, I'm anticipating price to run all of these highs. So keeping all of those in mind, same way we ran this low here. Boom, right? So just ran a lot of these lows. We'll see what NQ wants to do. At the same time, I'm very interested in 30. I feel like 30's having a somewhat respectable pullback. I mean, in a sense, now we're respecting 50%. Honestly, if 30 wants to, I would say you might be better off trying to scout to these highs. Maybe see if price wants to do something like that. But looking to the left, very, very strong area right here. Strong rejection from this level. See how we took that and started closing? This is a strong price leg, so I would anticipate potentially maybe this level being a reactive level, because we have all this buy side here. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking for. I don't know. 30 is a lot different. Ugh. NQ having a nice reaction from that 4-hour gap. Again, we're collecting orders at this level, and even though we are having this nice push away, for me, this isn't probably a strong price leg. If I were to go down to, let's just say, the 1 minute, right? So yeah, I could consider this a sweep and a break of structure, right? But if we go down to here on the 1 minute, what does it look like here? Oh, we broke structure, but this is a very weak low. Why is this a weak low? Well, look, we were collecting orders right here. We're building orders right here, order block here. So anytime you see order blocks, that's whenever orders are being collected and built up at certain levels, which is engineering what? Liquidity, right? So even though this looks like a sweep and a 1 minute break of structure, all we're doing now, in my opinion, is waiting to clear some potential buy side liquidity or and come lower, right? So maybe this isn't the level that we want to react off of. Now, if price really wants to, something I can consider, right? Because I know that this isn't a strong price leg. What I can consider is that price may want to run this low, respect this low, right? Because I know this low will get ran. Trust me, this low will get ran. And we have a sharp rejection back to the top side, right? Where it doesn't, we're not collecting any orders. We're just building one giant order here, right? Showing us that this is the move. We don't want to see multiple orders being collected. We want to just see a sweep and one giant order collected. One big push, right? It can be two. It can be three candles, right? But as long as we're seeing a consistent movement and closure with the price and the candles, that's when we can have the confidence in saying, okay, well, this may be a move, okay? So right now, let's just consider some more ICT concepts from a scalping perspective, because this is where we could potentially see a push higher, right? We could get a push higher from this order block, right? This order block is a level we can bounce off of, but because I know this is a weak price level, we have a fair value gap to refer to. Typically, most fair value gaps that appear above order blocks typically have some sort of reaction. So I would anticipate us potentially to run maybe some of this buy side liquidity, right? So we have a fair value gap right here, a bearish one that we've already created. Not only that, but we've already tested the bearish fair value gap. You see this wick here? This gap has been tested, meaning this wick right here is liquidity. This is a short-term high. So now I can anticipate potentially from this gap a run to these highs, and then maybe a run back lower to these lows all the way down here. Right now, price could keep going lower if we want to, but we're just gonna leave it at that. So right now, I'm short-term bearish, but overall bullish. If you guys were here with me for pre-market, you guys know that I'm overall bullish. So yeah, let's check in with the chats. Let's see who's all tapped in, man. Shout out to everybody that didn't like the stream. Shout out to y'all, man. But yeah, overall bullish on NQ, bullish on ES, and yeah, so price pushing up to this level. Orders were collected here, pushed up, and then we closed above. So this is essentially a breaker block if you trade ICT, or, you know, breaker block, order block, whatever. We're going to call this a breaker in a sense. So I would be anticipating shorts from this level, potentially to Asia lows on ES, because same thing with ES that we have on NQ, right? Very weak lows. Like, we're just collecting a lot of orders here at this level, engineering what? Liquidity. Simple. So when you see a bunch of order blocks in a level, just know that that is a level that is building up liquidity. Now, if it is one large candle like this, where we're building up all these orders here, we run them as expected, and then we have this one giant move, right? For all we know, from this last swing point to this low, right? So now we're actually in what we would call a premium or discount range. So honestly, price could sell off from this level right here if it really wants to. But do we want to? Who knows? Who's to say? I don't control the markets. Just how, like, when we went to these Linden lows, we anticipated some sort of reaction, right? Which we did get. And we were expecting this candle right here to come lower and then close back higher. But because we had 8:30 time on our hand, we knew that there was going to be volume. So me not really expecting the 8:30 to push like this, we always wait for the candles to close, and this kind of confirmed the setup for me. It was invalid, right? So now I wait for a deeper retracement, which is great for me because now I have all these buy side targets to the top side, and not only that, I'm increasing my risk to reward, I'm increasing my profits. So regardless of whether the markets go up or down, I'm always placing myself in the best position to get the best risk to reward, right? Because at the end of the day, this is a game of probabilities. We don't want to just come in pressing the buttons because, so and so, says that, it's bullish or bearish, right? We want to come in with a sound mind. We want to come in with objectives in mind. We want to come in with points of interest in mind. We want to come in with time in mind. Liquidity has to be in mind, right? Key levels, right? All these different things. But these are all different pieces of the puzzle that help you understand what the full picture is trying to actually show you, right? So all we are doing is simply just piecing together a puzzle, and yeah, tracking different highs and lows of liquidity, different areas that we can target. And yeah, this game becomes a little bit more fun once you start to actually see the liquidity, right? So easiest way to spot out liquidity is simple highs and lows. But what are the highs and lows a lot of people want to target? We'll just simply focus on the areas where there are a lot of orders built up. What does that mean? Well, to dumb it down and put it in layman's terms for the ICT or the SMC traders, right? The ICT traders primarily. Wherever you see orders a lot, right? So think of order blocks. You know how order blocks are, right? So let's give you guys some different examples of order blocks real quick before we do this deep dive on the charts, because markets do open in 15 minutes. So a little bit of free game here for those of you guys that are watching. There are different types of order blocks. So you have the bearish, bullish pattern, which in this case will make, yeah, right. So you got bearish, bullish, and then you also got boom. So this is one pattern right here. We're gonna mark all these up. Boom. Let's turn this into a B ski. That's one version of an order block, right? And then you have the bullish, bearish, bullish order block, which this will be a red candle, right? So now this right here is an order block. You're getting the point, right? So we got some different order blocks, and I just have to give you guys visual representations because I know I'm a visual person and trading is primarily, visual. So let's go green candle. I keep forgetting I have my candles stuff. I got so many templates for everything, and just because I'm doing a lot of mentorship and one-on-ones and just teaching people the ropes things, so I have to simplify it not only for myself but for others. So yeah. So this right here is a bearish order block. And now we want to create another bearish order block. This one's a green. So now that you guys have a visual representation of what orders look like, this is what I mean by we are starting to see orders collect. Orders are starting to build up. Orders, market orders. These are the different types of orders that you will see, right? So you have your bullish orders. This is a bullish order. This is a bearish order. This is a bearish order, right? So once you start seeing these orders form, you wait for a specific candle to close and confirm the direction, right? So orders will start to build up in a certain general direction, and it will push in that general direction until we get to an area where, previous resistance was, or, support or supply, whatever the case may be for you guys. All right, so these are the different types of market orders. You got bullish order blocks and you got bearish order blocks. And essentially, you want to see them get respected, and you want to see price continue in the direction. It's the same thing as fair value gaps, right? But fair value gaps essentially are just unfilled orders, okay? So these are your market orders being shown, and then your fair value gaps are essentially just unfilled orders, right? We have to come back and create some more orders and make sure price is moving efficiently enough. So we created what down here? We created orders. So you can see kind of a bearish, bullish movement, which you can have multiple, more than 3, yes. So all that is just consolidation. So we got orders resting down here. This is a giant move here. Closed above, we bounced above, which this move we did catch in Asia, or I caught this buy move right here in Asia. Could have held for the highs, but as you can see, we didn't even clear the highs. Okay, so price is now at a level where we could do what? We've already ran liquidity, right? So this area has already been ran, so buy side's already been taken. At this point, realistically for me, I would really just want to see how price reacts, trying to find its way bearish. So we do have highs here as well. Again, we're just tracking different highs, tracking different lows. High resistance, low resistance. We can see we have orders that were built up here, and what happened? They got targeted. They got taken out. So right now we're just filling in this giant gap, this unfilled order, this large order, giving majority of the traders what? The fair opportunity to get into a trade, which would happen to be a short trade. But is it the right time to get in? No. What confirms it for us? Price action. We have to start seeing a setup form, right? So we've already taken liquidity. We've seen these orders form right here. So realistically, I would maybe want to see price close very, very bearish beneath these lows. If not, we continue to run higher, close these highs, make our way lower. And yeah. Or we could continue to have a bullish day, a trendy day. But yeah, I don't know. I do see us going lower. I don't really see these orders holding at this level. They're not really too convincing for me. So yeah. Hey man, shout out to everybody that's on the live, man. Shout out to y'all. I see the likes. I appreciate y'all. Alright, we got somebody in. But yeah, we are bullish on ES and NQ for those of you guys that are new to the screen, man. You feel me? Short-term bears. NQ looks more bullish than ES, I will say. We had some orders collected at this level. We left, so there's a chance that we still kind of push a little bit lower, see some more discounted prices. But overall, I do want to see all these highs ran. As you can see, very choppy highs. But we do get this move here. If we come back up and maybe get a very bearish move down, that could be something interesting to note. But again, we pay attention to how the candles close, right? So even if price were to spike all the way down here at market open, right? Price can come all the way back up within the same 15-minute candle, because we're on the 15-minute time frame. You can come back on the whole same 15-minute candle and close all the way back here with a wick, and then the next candle close bullish, right? So there's many different things that can happen, and again, that's what comes down to it. It just comes down to being a game of probability. So we just see what we trade what we see, basically. So right here we can see orders forming right here, right? So we have a bullish order forming, meaning we're trying to push higher. Let's go down to the 5-minute. You can see a lot of orders got built up here before we left, but we closed below it. So this whole level is essentially an inversion, but again, I'm not personally looking to short and have my stop loss all the way up here and try to target something down here. Just not with that right now. Short-term bears. I kind of want to see what the community's saying, man. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Yeah, I get high scores. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I get high scores. You know what? I'll share my bias with the community, man. We live on YouTube. Let's see if we search up no job, no probs on YouTube, dude. Does that pop up? No job, no props. Hey. We are live, we are live, we are live. We live, we live, we live. So yeah, short-term bearish, man. I could go in for the sells off of open, but you know, I'm too cool to do all that. I'm too cool for that. Not that risky of a man. did say we would run Asia low, so probably target this 7400 level on ES. Yes, sir. Now, what would be interesting, considering that we've already ran these lows, we're at a key level and whatnot, if we do get like somewhat of a push here and a push higher, we could get this. But overall, I think I'm going to stick with my bears short term. And yeah, I feel like we're going to have a sell to buy type day. I mean, granted, we got orders all the way down here at the bottom, so I'm expecting price to also potentially want to target these lows, but we've already broken bullish out of this range, this chop. Ran some lows. We had orders collected here. We broke above that, so now we have this new range that we're playing in. If I want to, what we could do, just to simplify it, is we can draw this premium and discount tool. So definitely a good level to target down here, considering it's in a discounted level. We're also in premium, so it just makes sense to sell at these levels. Another thing to note, we tested midnight opening and we are rejecting. So we have about 1 minute. Let's see what happens. Straight to TP. Let's see. Are we going to go straight to TP? I'm going to tap in with the VIP ski, man.
Yeah, because now I restarted 3 times and it finally worked after 9:30. Hey, maybe that was my sign. I ain't gonna get shit. But I like the idea for the shorts nonetheless. I think Jenner's the only one that I know of in the trade.
I think somebody else said I'm in it too.
Hold on.
See, I'm not in nothing right now.
What?
Best case, it just falls off, and then that would have been the one and done type shit.
Short-term shorts for the win.
Yeah, I like short-term shorts. I like it on 30. My main thing would just be extra right now. It could just leave without me.
Yeah, I would be short on ES. I'm not taking no open trades.
Yeah, I don't got no trades. I'm just patient. I want to see more ES open so I can record it.
Get outside. Y'all want to go outside?
Yeah. But yeah, man, we live with the VIP, man. If you guys want access to the VIP, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram at NoJobNoProbs, and I will get you guys tapped in. But nonetheless, man, we are live. As you guys can see, the short-term sells are playing out. Shorts are playing out. Shorts are playing out. Short-term shows.
It was already 9:30. It's crazy how time to be working.
Yeah, man, if you guys want to join the VIP, tap in, man. It's a lot of like-minded individuals, and as you guys know, trading can be a lonely journey, right? You gotta have a community.
It was iffy too, because that shit, it was showing both sides. I saw the upside and
I just needed to see that volume like it kicked in just now. Like the only way for this trade to put it down like this, where all that bullishness is just on. We filled it in, we dropped down. But I wouldn't want to see honestly being the entry at this one. I would probably prefer.
So yeah, sells are playing out. Those are nice. That would have been a quick 15 off the rip though, but you know, that's cool. We up 15 points, so I mean, I'd be up like 700, 800. That's all good. I'm gonna look for the real move. The real move is the longs. We're looking for the real moves.
Exactly what I was expecting.
Best case, this is keep falling. This would be what I was expecting if I didn't get much on it.
Number 3 now.
Now that's all I was saying. Best case is to keep falling, because if I would have been in, I would have ideally been riskier too.
I was like, ah, you trading 30. That's why I'm bullish on NQ and ES. Oh, look at ES. I mean NQ. I don't know. That should happen. A nice reaction from you. Could have solved that bit.
best one. Damn, I just need to
No,
fuck
ES
this.
ES had a good short too. I was gonna take
It's a
shorts,
1 to
but
1.
I'm not
Hopefully
taking
this
no
shit
free.
smack TP, bro. Because if this shit smack TP, it's definitely a good day.
Man, the best case if it just keeps falling, I just won't take nothing. This would have been the main idea I
Man,
had.
that shit fuck around get. Nah, yeah, 'cause that wicked is diabolical. But that shit can still give a rotation to that 1 hour gap. That shit's still doable. Because it's so
I
low.
wouldn't want it to. I'd want it just to keep falling.
I was about to say after that lick, I don't
Just
really.
keep falling.
Nah, because it's still the 1 hour. I'm not talking about the 1 hour gap above. I mean that 1 hour candle to the left of it.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, like once it falls below, then if it were to come back, that would be a retest area that I would look at for entry if I didn't get the trade on it.
I feel you.
Yeah, I could see the other ones being more bullish, but I like the short 130. 130 is not an all-time high. 30 just makes
Appreciate you, Brody.
I just don't got the entry. And I don't
Appreciate the sub, man.
Hey Drake, 30 left without you?
I could say that, I guess. Just
But yeah, shorts coming in nicely. Fucking with it. Nice little sell back to discounted levels.
Obviously, this probably would have been TP2 already. This probably would have been TP2. Like, this would have been TP2 right here. That's unfortunate. They have OBS, bro. OBS never be trying to fucking load. Swear to God. Like, every day I be dealing with this shit.
You talking about when you try to put it on the trading view?
Bro, yes.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, you have to do it like multiple times until it actually
Bro, I
works.
reset the app, I redo the thing, I activate, deactivate. I do everything possible like in a fucking
Is it
4
because of
second
OBS or is
rotation.
it because of trading?
It's OBS.
One
It's
of the two.
OBS.
One of the two.
It gotta be
Someone's
OBS,
fault.
bro.
That shit's sick.
Cause I can connect to like other ones with
They get
ease.
their content.
I ain't alone though. Kellen knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'll be sitting there, I'm just like, bro, I'm clicking trade view, staring at the same screen, trade view, same screen. Okay, I'm like, I bet. Reset OBS, go back into it, still the blank ass screen, and then 930 hits, and then it won't work.
You can switch it to anything else and it'll work perfectly
It do
fine.
seem
Bro,
like OBS
yes.
is tweaking. Even when
Yes.
streamers
It's
having
Hell,
problems with
I just say
OBS.
fucking and make it a window capture sometimes. Because I have no other choice.
Fair enough.
At least I can load with this shit.
Struggles of content creator.
Bro, that it every time then it starts working at 9:30. And it's like I had no room to even think about getting into a trade I needed enter or not now.
I'm break even. Hopefully this shit takes me to justice and salvation and deliver me from these pedal markets.
So I would have been out already.
I was running with the widest option on.
Wider than 50.
It was a little bit wider than 50, but not 100.
You got like a 75.
It's something like that, like a 60, 70, 67.
I'm about to just trade my stop loss on this one.
Nah, this is moving.
Yeah,
No
first off, like,
retrace.
sure.
Oh.
That's fine.
Damn, OBS. I don't want to blame you, but I would have been in it. I would have taken it. I just wanted to record it happening in my explanation.
Damn.
It let me. You couldn't let me.
Sometimes you just gotta hit the niggas with the voiceover.
I usually don't do that.
He said, fuck that. Yeah, bro, you like the voiceover?
I don't know, like, the voiceover is not the same.
It definitely
You
don't.
guys were with me pre-market. We already knew these lows were gonna
It
get
is not
ran.
the same. Yeah, this point I don't look like I'm getting any trades. Unless you get some like crazy volume and then
My
attaching.
equipping my weapon in my class.
But that would have been the trade right there. That would have been my winning thing.
I think I'm not gonna say it yet.
We'll see. It might be a fast day because if that's the case, I'm not trying to stay here longer. With cap, an hour of nothingness. Could've been done.
I'm broke. So I can get a workout in here.
It's only been 7 minutes.
Shit, 7 minutes. I would have been done in 7 minutes.
7 minutes of doom. It hit different.
7 minutes is all I needed. Shit, 5 left.
That he looking. Dang, I wish I would have took these shorts. Both on NQ and ES hitting.
You telling me? All I had to do was press the button.
Push that button on.
Ah, it's playing out perfectly.
Bro, what you seen on the match?
Definitely one of the cleaner triggers.
The year.
I don't like the way
I
Nas
think
said
NQ could possibly go bullish from this level. ES might run the low. Yeah, ES look like we're gonna get that run of the Asia low. And then NQ. I don't know. I kind of want to see NQ bounce from this level.
Yeah. I don't know. I might just be a fast guy. I'm thinking if I don't have any other idea by like 10 o'clock, I'll probably be going by then. I don't feel like staying on here for 2 hours to knock out the third on a Wednesday at that. That's already a sign enough. Wednesday would have gave me what I needed in 7 minutes.
Damn, I'm tweaking. I low-key entered pre-market on a Wednesday. Don't do that. Never do that. I didn't even
It worked out this time.
It did, but that shit normally don't work out. Damn, I didn't even
Like,
notice
that would
that.
have been extra reason for me to just leave. So like the fact that I'm missing my entry, staying here an extra hour and a half on a Wednesday after what he gave between 7 minutes, I just don't know if I like the odds. Just don't know if I do.
7 minutes, crazy. I think that shit about to TP me out. Oh, not yet. Almost.
And ES and Nas didn't hit a 1 hour gap like 30 did. 30 was really the best case. It was a 4 hour, 1 hour in the third, and it was bearish and fun to. It's just that was the best bet. Hey, sometimes you miss it. There might be something at 10 o'clock, but I don't know. I just feel like this would have been. I would have rather than it was.
Yeah, I don't trust him. Ending clean business. This is too smooth. Yeah, we so serious.
Any other trader almost feel like forcing it.
Yeah. I would say, I would say the moment you said the gap right there, I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is probably the only clean move I see. I wouldn't trust anything else.
Look like we can go bullish from
Because
here.
the only thing you can take on that is what buys, because at least it react off that 1 hour fair value gap. But I couldn't take sales or anything else for that matter.
Yeah.
Which I believe is still playing out.
Alright, this is the level I was saying I could see NQ going bullish from. ES. Did we run the? Yeah, we ran Asia low on ES too.
It's
So
like 2 days in a row. I just watched 30 just leave.
I know y'all seen AP drop them pocket watches.
Hey, I'm glad that Pop Watch still look good though.
This guy.
I'm down grabbing that motherfucker's pocket watch.
I was watching a jeweler. There was like there was a guy asking. He was like, what was the question? He was like, what do you think about the AP watch? He was like, I think it's brilliant. And he was like, do you think it's gonna sell out? He was like, yes. And he was like, who do you think is gonna be the main one buying? He was like, he was like, the teenage girls are gonna love it. And he was being dead ass serious. He was being so dead ass. Like he wasn't trying to crack a joke. Like this is coming from like a watch guy. And then I started thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, the Miami teenage females
I was just
are
about
about
to
to
say
cook them
he might be onto something for real. One girl like put it on
Girls are
their
being
also
purse.
Jewish.
One
Girls
girl
are
put it on
being
their purse.
Jewish
It's gonna
jeweler.
be over with.
I believe his vision and the fact that he wasn't like he wasn't joking. He was being dead
I
ass
see it too.
serious.
It don't cost like it costs a lot, but it don't cost that much.
Exactly, and but it's AP. So
Exactly.
like I can see the vision. I'll say yeah, for all you guys, if
Somebody
you
gotta
get it,
figure out
get
bust
it
that
as you
bitch
get it.
down and put it on their pants or something.
Oh, that's gonna be horrible. That's some,
You know niggas be
I can
ignorant
see it
though.
though.
Niggas be
See it though.
ignorant.
I can see it. Nah, look, this is the entry that it would be on US 30. I don't think I'm gonna take it though. I don't think I'm gonna be cool on it. I feel like this would be a situation where I would try to get my entry here and it just might not fly. And like I said, I would have way rather been in up here. I don't trust this one as much compared to.
Pass the fun here and that. Yeah, I'm not selling for leftovers when we had a main course up there.
Yeah, I just don't feel like getting
Fucking
chopped up
leave.
trying to trend this damn market. It's already trending. I would have rather
This-
been in.
This felt like the hardest fucking evaluation period of my life, bro.
How many trades did it take?
Bro, this shit took 3 weeks, bro. 4 weeks. Damn near the whole time period.
Man, too bad.
I feel you. It ain't too bad. Yeah, I still feel you though. You probably wanted to pass that bitch in like a week, huh?
Bro. It was this same account. I came one trade with it. I think it was you, nigga. you was like, don't say that now. And that shit come all the way back down. Nigga, I was one trade away. That shit came. I lost 2 trades after that. Put me right back in the middle. I was like, oh my days, bro.
If you like that. I mean, I've experienced a lot of days like this where I'm about to take a trade and something like OBS just keeps me from getting in, and I just watch that.
Yeah, that's bull. That would have pissed me off too.
You know, it happens a lot more than you think.
So yeah, this is the level I want to see ES react from. We ran Age of Lows, so
It's like the saying, make your bed, you gotta lay in it, right?
Word.
starting to build orders up at this level.
Grown man quotes. Take this. I don't know. I think I'm coming.
Yeah, I don't really got nothing else for the other pairs. They all look like they're just in a range where they ideally should just keep falling. That's what it looks like. And look, this is where my second idea would have been on 30. I would be in some fraud now, which is not ideal, which is probably the reason I'm not in it right now. This is the second idea I got on 30. Not as much confirmation compared to the first shirt. The first shirt had a fib and a 4-hour. This is just a 1 hour with trend. That's really it.
I took that on NAS, and as soon as I did it, it made a search points up. The same trade.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is the one that I would have trusted. I had more reason. And look, I'm telling you, this intuition at its finest. The market does the same shit all the fucking time. No cap. Like, I'm telling you, if I would have missed the first trade on the Wednesday, then try to get back in, it would have stopped me.
I don't think I've ever passed an account on a Wednesday.
I'm telling you. It's like I can see it before it happens. No cap. Look, I would have got stopped out. I can see it before it happens. This is why I didn't take this shit.
I'm about to go buy another
You ain't gonna
farm.
do that to me, brother. You ain't gonna do
Yeah, I
that to
ain't
me.
gonna lie, that was a good play.
It's just I can see it before it happens. I'm just be playing shit. It's just like he ankles and then it goes to shoot and breaks the ankles again. It goes to shoot. It doesn't shoot it, runs around you, breaks the ankles again. Pump shoot.
Do it all before
Yeah,
that.
so he just spinning around until it go in.
Then passes it to his teammate and his teammate dunks on him. Right. That was just playing with me, huh? This is just a joke, huh? Like that's exactly what the market would have did, and then watch this go all the way back to the original entry, and then fall from that same original entry.
That's
what
it.
happened.
Clean.
Yeah, what about Nas?
I think
I
that's
would have been
cooked.
I
That's
say you don't like the 4 hour
ideally.
gap? Got a 4 hour gap with the fit?
Nah, I don't like these. I don't like these much. 30 is better. 30 fail anything. So I hope these just keep falling, but I didn't have as much reason. I wouldn't have had any reason really to short from where it was besides the 4 hour, and that's really it. This daily gap would have been good on the top side, but maybe a fib would have been
Yeah, I
a
took those shorts on Nas.
maybe
Risky though.
yeah, you might have been had like a fib. I would have preferred a 1 hour gap maybe somewhere in here with it, but the 1 hours were missed.
Which do you guys have any of you guys ever done a consistency path?
Yo, we got 30 fully retracing. How do I feel about that? Honestly, don't fully retrace now. Give it 10 minutes then. Yeah, maybe. Maybe if we retrace at 10, but I don't know. Even then, still would have given us a trade in 7 minutes. So Wednesdays be wacky as fuck.
Wacky talkie.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep waiting. As of right now, I got nothing to do. But if this fully retraces up to this entry, then I'm in a position where it's like maybe. But I'm a lot less willing to take it now that it had this whole move already.
Ooh, that shit going for them Asian
Yeah,
lows.
it's coming out.
I don't know, it's in that continuation level.
It is, but it's also Wednesday, and it also would have gave it to us already. So that's my big
That's a
thing.
fact.
If they didn't give it to us
Dang,
already,
shorts
yeah, I
on
would
ES
have
would've
been
been
happy as hell, but it's like it gave that reaction, and it's Wednesday, and we're going back up into it. Why couldn't you just turn? You know?
I was thinking either a continuation date or either a pullback and continuation. So now that we're pulling back, we might be able to get that
I just
wall.
want to see it keep dropping overall. That's my bias right now. I don't want to see it go back up.
I think I'm done seeing it drop.
Supposed to have been out this time.
I'm about to hit the macro.
Alright, Dougies, come on.
The mouse is fucking up.
Communication, please.
Waiting for that. I took that
Come on.
short on that. I'm like 10 points away.
Okay.
Alright, so this is where I would have TP'd on ES, so
Good
let's
boy.
see if we get that reaction.
Nah, I want a wide body for.
I'm in the long zone ass. We gonna see.
Let me get that. Let me get a wide body for it.
Yeah,
Spider.
risky. I think you can still run that H.
July is cover 1-1 on pass.
Good shit. Good shit.
He was in the trade for like 10 seconds.
Literally, I entered right when it hit.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if 30 give the full entry again. If not, just go up.
I mean, it's expecting that area, so it could very much drop.
Oh man. Yo, I would not be surprised if it went up to 80 range.
I wouldn't want to go that far. If it goes that far, I gotta leave. I gotta get out of here.
That was tough.
Let me see. This is probably last one to suck. Let's see if I can get a haircut tomorrow.
Maybe watch the 5 minute. Yeah, because when
Y'all seen that big ass fire that happened in Miami?
I heard about it.
I ain't
That shit apparently was like 22 miles long or some shit.
Damn.
Yeah,
That
bro.
was like a day or two ago.
Definitely was. I just
Yeah,
thought that shit was super crazy.
I was thinking about,
yeah,
thought about my dog Dyson down there, man.
That's big.
You good, Dyson? Wherever you at.
Dyson gonna be like, what fire?
He probably put the fire out.
Nah, we got close to a retracement on it, but it didn't retrace all the way. It came and filled in this 15-minute gap. I mean, honestly, if that's the case, fall from here then. Because there is no other gap I got. So if you're filling in this 15-minute gap, ideally I'd want to see you fall over, fall to the floor, not keep chopping like we have every New York session the last 2 weeks. Pick a direction, big out. Ideally drop.
I want to see the buys come in now.
Shit, I don't. I need to see the pick a direction. I'm tired of these choppy New York sessions.
DRB screen.
Facts.
Wait, windy out there.
I kind of want to go shoot in today, but at the same time I don't. At the same time I do. At the same time I don't.
Yeah, Dre, you got a message. And let me know.
I don't even know where my phone is.
You ain't nothing rush. Me find it, you find it.
got that 1-to-1 off that retracement.
Man, it's crazy work.
I heard we retracing again. What's going on? What's 30 doing? Oh, 30 kind of went back down. Yeah, I mean, I missed my dual entries today, unfortunately.
Bro, I feel shitty right now. I'm like, I did all of that just to be right. This is what I'm saying, man. What's today was CPI, right? Yeah, it had been CPI today. I think it's Wednesday is Wednesday. Yeah, today was CPI. Oh my gosh, that makes sense. I did all that just to be right. So, open the bill, the market start taking. I'm like, bruh, what the heck?
We got 5 more minutes until time.
That shit pushing towards trivia as well.
Yeah, ideally this can keep falling. Just NASA's.
Nas gave a retracement back up.
Yuck.
Damn. Has anybody in here done the consistency, John, for the funded accounts? The consistency path?
Which one is that? 3 days or 5 days?
Let's do a 3-day one. 3-day one with the 40%. How does that go?
Just can't make more than 40%.
Of like, so say the account's 2 bands, I can't make more than.
I think it's of your profit account.
Oh, what does that mean? Like, so what does that mean for the first trade?
I think you can make more than like 1,400 then.
40% of 2 bands would be like 800.
800?
Yeah.
I feel like it goes off of your biggest day though, or your first day.
Yeah.
I don't think it goes off the balance, because it's not a balance. It's technically drawdown. I think it just goes off of whatever your account is off that first day, first trade.
And what if the first trade's a stinker?
Yeah, be like that.
Bro.
No bullshit. So y'all niggas just don't do the consistency, John?
No, I'm thinking about, like, if I pass this funded account on Lucid, I'm thinking about doing it.
I would say no consistency rule I would like better anyway.
Because it does pay out quicker, but it seems like the payouts would be less.
Yeah, 100% it would be.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, NASA's just up and down right now. I mean, overall, I'm bearish as fuck on them. This is very choppy.
30 choppy, bro. This shit.
I had it move to 7
I think
minutes.
that 30 still doing is crazy.
Yeah, I took that 1-to-1.
That's why I got in free market. I didn't want to get caught in whatever the fuck this is, bro. I would have taken the trade at the same spot and I'd have been mad as shit. But honestly, I've taken it pre-market on a day like this is something I typically would have never done if I knew everything that I know now. It's CPI, it's Wednesday. Like, I woke up with the vibes. I think it said it's going to be a good day. I said, you're right.
You right, bro.
I said, you fucking right, bro.
Yo, gotta love it.
Nah, that's W vibes to wake up to, bro. I think it's thorough.
My boy Smooth talk so good, bro.
Nigga smooth talk me into feeling better about myself. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, this is dojed out. first 10 minutes was the best bet. After that, it didn't give that entry again, and it didn't fully leave. It's been a very boring price action. 9:30's been the only thing bringing me some sort of excitement. If anything, we'll see what 10 o'clock hit for in 1 minute. I'm still wanting to bet on the fact that it's just gonna keep falling now. I don't want to see it chop around. I don't want to see it keep trying to get multiple entries after I already gave the ideal one. I'd rather see it fall. But we'll see. Everything looks like it's struggling to fully leave right now. US 30 NAS and S&P. Alright, let's see what 10 o'clock hit for. It's gold doing. Gold is falling. So everything's falling, huh? Yeah, 10 o'clock don't look like it's got a lot of volume. I don't think there was any news. But yeah, that first 10 minutes was not what I was expecting for Wednesday. Everything after just seems a lot more predictable.
I just drawing the most crazy kilo traffic ever. This is ridiculous.
It is 10 a.m.
Fuck.
We back. Oh, easy, bro. Hit that gap right there. Keep going.
Bro.
Fuck, I'm getting surprised by boys.
Bro, I gotta let this appointment now. I'm gonna be late. Yo, that shit drawing.
What time is it? What time is your appointment?
It's at 10:30, John. It's seeming like I'm running 10 minutes behind schedule at the moment.
Yeah, I could possibly see a NAS retracement since we left this wick. This 1 hour gap is now also the fib. Is that a 4 hour? Oh, yeah, it's a 4 hour. Okay. This one isn't as bad, but it definitely looks like a little bit of a wider range compared to what the 30 trade would have been. This is still like what a 50 point. Best case 50 point type shit. I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with 30 no more. It could retrace back to this 4 hour, but then it would be retracing again to this 1 hour. So it'll basically be like yesterday how we had those 2 rejections on where was it? Where was it when we had those 2 rejections? Remember those 2 wicks that we had?
Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Or was that Monday?
I think it was yesterday we was talking about that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Where's shit at though? I don't even know. It's somewhere. It's somewhere though. I know you know what I'm talking about. That means somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, we had those 2 big ass wicks and still rejected. So that would basically
twin
be the
wicks.
same shit. Yeah. Twin wicks basically. We would have to see that shit happen again for this to play out how I would have wanted it to. If it's gonna hold this 4 hour.
Stranger things that happened. There was that one move, I think it was last week, where the shit was buying, and then it bought like 100 points, and then it just sold like 4.
Sold 4 points.
400.
I was about to say. It's LRY.
Nah, like it was. I thought that shit was out of there. I thought it was gone. It was gonna trend, and then that shit just fell. The hell.
Yeah, 10 o'clock is getting ready. Trying to still get it maybe on NAS. Seems like we got a little bit of volume coming for retracement of some sort on one of them. I don't know how I feel about 30 though. 30 looks the ugliest in terms of how it would play out, but it could fuck around and be the one that plays out. Oddly enough, but that's how it be on Wednesday. Sometimes it'd be a little weird. I understand the possibilities. Okay, Nas is retracing a little bit. Look, if I want to take this on Nas, 50 points would have to be the bare minimum for stop loss. Bare minimum. If it retrace, damn, I just said, come on, use this retracing. Don't leave Nas. I mean, worst case, I just get no trades done. I suppose. I guess worst, that's it.
You may want to target Asia lows.
But we'll see if it retracing out. I got my alerts on both US30 and on Nas. I think right now I'm preferring more of the trade on Nas. Considering 30 already would have played out. And it doesn't have a brand new 1 hour. But we'll see. I'm about to hit some push-ups. Oh god, shit else to do.
Rock.
Get some good luck. Tired. No sun out. Need some.
The rain and shit.
Yeah, I might just have to go to the gun range. I need to wake myself up. And now I want to take my headset off mid-range. Also, I'm just shooting a switch. Don't wake me right up. Don't wake me right up and get PTS fucking deep. Oh yeah, the push-ups definitely wake you up. Just gotta get some blood flowing.
Yep.
Okay. I don't regret it. Not at all. Alright, let's see if we can get a retracement though. Retracement will be a final part that I need. Whole chat cooking? Nah, yeah, they're going crazy. What you call it? Are you on the chat right now? Nah.
Bro, that's crazy. It took that trade to the first time it cut into the balance, and it was 20 points away from the 80 low, which it reversed completely, took me out. Okay. Right?
I see. What was it? What were you looking for? What was your TP?
It was that 80 low. It was 20
Or
points
so
away.
word?
And the reason why it was, I took it with 30 points. So, like, I wasn't holding because it was just 20 points away, but that shit just come back. It's crazy.
I'm saying like, what were you up? Like before? Like what was were you targeting? You're risking 30 points. What was
It was a 1, 2,
TP
4.5.
See, I would have took that shit. I would have got my little 1 to 2. Got my 1 to 3. With the
Yeah,
thumb.
please.
Yeah, it looked like Nasty's gonna leave from 30s going up. I don't know. Not what I wanted to see. Except for, I suppose.
Q's building up orders, trying to see if it wants to push lower or down. It looks like it wants to push lower.
Yeah, I'm betting that these all want to push lower. 30s is the main one pushing right now.
Yeah, there it goes. It's about to push.
ES looks like it can hold this 1 hour gap. ES looks like the mixture of both US30 and NAS. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
ES,
maybe
but
NQ
ES
runs
got
this
the 1
low
hour
and
gap.
flips.
I'm glad I got out. That shit didn't hurt back up.
I'd want to see ES hold this 1 hour gap and keep falling. That's what I like on ES. And if this looks like this, I'm definitely still bearish on these other ones. US30 just looks a little wicked right now. And NAS just didn't give me the entry. We were so close. So close. So far. There's the, oh, and 30's all the way up there. Yeah, don't know how I feel about it though, but it's at the 4 hour. Don't get me wrong. It's just taking it as a re-entry of this 1 hour. I'd have to bet on a twin wick. And that's, I don't know if I like those odds. Don't get me wrong, it's possible. Ugh.
You know, sometimes no train day is still a good train day. And draws up as insider.
Most times, no trades is good that. Let's see, it's gonna turn to a twin wick. It could. It's a 4 hour. I just don't like that it's redoing this 1 hour. That's my big issue. But it could already do it. I just don't.
Do we got new 4 hour time? Do we start the new 4 hour, though, Jay?
So what?
Do we start the new 4 hour?
Yeah, time.
That might be the reaction to the new 4 hour, though.
She's rejecting off my gap nicely. He's moving. If it makes this twin wick, that would have been the best case scenario right there. Hopefully it doesn't just play around because I think it would have hit TP1 already. So if it goes up, it just would have breaking even. And then we got
I had 30 going up from this
Yeah.
level.
If we go back up again, I wouldn't trust, to be honest, at this point. If anything, honestly, yeah, I wouldn't trust him at this point. You might as well go TP1.
Oh, we got an acid person. Oh shit. And ES pushing. Oh shit. 10 o'clock's getting bullish. So far, no trades. Just watching carefully before I take anything. I just feel like NAS doesn't want to give me that entry. I feel like NAS is going to trend lower. Personally, I don't know why. And then 30, I feel like 30 has a chance of going lower. I just don't like the way this price action looks. I would prefer this 9 o'clock candle getting into this too. Then maybe I'll trust 10 o'clock more. Yeah, my intuition hasn't proven me wrong today yet, so I'm gonna keep going with it.
Damn, bro, it's just like, I can't believe I did what I did earlier, bro. That was crazy, bro.
I don't know.
Hey, it'd be like that. Just gotta move on. Learn from it.
I know. It feels like the second, third
All
time.
right.
It feels like the second, third time. This second time this year is out of nuts. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been
Here, let me mute myself.
years.
Mute the audio.
It's just like, I knew better, bro.
Alright. For those of y'all that are tapped in, man, we are about to potentially look for some longs. We already got the shorts on NQ and on ES. Those played out a lot better, but right now, currently on NQ, I'm expecting some sort of push higher. I don't like that we are collecting a lot of orders here, but that could be good. Granted, if we do push really strongly out of this area, but I would be looking for this level to be ran again. We still got this high up here. So it's a lot of bullish targets. I think we've done our job here, or like at this 4-hour gap. If we go down to this 1 hour, honestly, a lot of orders were built up right here. They got taken. This nice large candle kind of established ourselves. So I'm thinking we might go bullish from this level. Everything is playing out the way we drew it up from pre-market. So Asia low ran on ES. So we're gonna see. But I think NQ might be the move. think NQ might be the move for our longs. So if we go ahead and pre-measure, that's a pretty large stop loss.
If you want to get 30 points top loss or 50.
Just the range, how wide it is. It's really not.
Like, say the market's 30,
Alright.
400 points at a time.
Shout out to everybody that's on the live, man. We got
200 points wide.
4 people right now.
Stop on that. You know what I'm saying?
3. Look like we might be getting these longs here shortly.
Honestly, because I think about it, I think the early move.
Longs could come in. I'm not really a big fan of this level right here and how we're building up all these orders. So there's a chance that price may even want to come and sweep this low before pushing back higher. So we could chop around until maybe that next macro. So
I know, bro. It was until like
let's
this.
see, 950.
I'm happy that I didn't take like 4 or 5 trades. It was doing 2 trades. So I mean,
I'm about to start keeping a water bottle on. I'm gonna start throwing that shit at you, bro. Like,
dog, J.D. Bro, you sound like the old me, bro.
like, they're making me want to tweet, bro. Like, you gotta ride with that. You can't get arrested.
Amir.
Bro, I'm throwing a water bottle at your car and you're gonna have no evidence. They got dash cams. Fuck that.
Yeah.
They don't
I
have
do
to
Amir.
my pay. Yeah, they don't shoot you.
I use Amir.
I'm saying something non-destructive. That's the new thing.
Makes me think that we could keep shorting now, depending on how we come through, because I'm just not a big fan of this low right here.
Train horn, lights. Yeah, I'm heavy on the high beam, niggas. Stuff that's not going to know. Any way I can be petty without hitting you with my car, I'm gonna do it. Honestly, give me a truck that I don't care about, I might just hit you. I will hit you. Yeah, give me a truck I don't care about. Oh, right the fuck out you. That's there.
All right.
I got time. Bro, because some people really be
They
acting
gotta
like
get
they
me
don't give a
kicked
fuck
off
if
of
they hit
YouTube,
you
bro.
right now. So I bet we about to crash. And I'm like, bro, you lucky I care about my car.
You get one of those Florida trucks.
Alright.
I'm like, honestly, should I just let him hit me? I'm like, should I just let him? Oh, nah, just give me a truck. Give me a truck. Yeah, just give me a truck.
It's like almost 1,000% gonna happen one day. I'm gonna look a nigga in his eyes before I do it and just smack his shit. I know it's gonna happen.
That was crazy.
I swear, bro. I'm gonna do that.
Nah, he's gonna do what I did to Jenna when we was playing go-kart.
Low key, we gotta run it back.
As long as I see you got a helmet, you good. You free game. See?
Dude, we probably need, I don't care, bro. Shoot, everybody drop my flies anyway. You can drop 2Ks, bitch. I don't even know how to ride, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get around this shit and get on the side of you and see what's to you.
Keep it a bean, cat. I'm only telling y'all this shit because I love y'all. Like, the other day I was reversing out front of this market and I'm doing DoorDash and shit. Like, you feel me? I'm getting jiggy. I'm in the mode. I'm in the zone trying to figure out where I'm going to leave this car legally. There's enough time for me to get back to it. And I'm reversing. I'm parking. There's a whole car behind me. I didn't see him, bro. This nigga didn't do anything, bro. He sat there in his driver's seat and watched me back up into his car. That shit fried me, bro. Like, what the fuck? Bro, like, I wasn't looking at it. I was looking at the mirror because I didn't know. I was looking. Nigga, it was
Man, free from lower,
100%
it's
my
cool.
fault. I would have been mad as fuck at me. Like, yo, I'd have been mad as shit at me, but I also wouldn't have just sat there. I would have threw my shit in reverse. Like, Terry got the fuck back. Like, that nigga straight sat there, didn't honk, nothing. As soon as I hit him, bro, I got out the car before him. He was like, I was like, yo,
He must have been in a whole different world.
bro, that shit was crazy. But luckily, I was going so slow, there was no damage to his paint or anything. Thank God.
Yeah, I would have been looking in the mirror to see if he even noticed at that point. If he ain't even looking up, yeah, I'm just leaving.
No damage and still go crazy.
Nah, he was that be the white Karens, bro. That shit happened to me before too, bro. I had an automotive shop I could have taken her car to. Like, we run a fucking shop. Like, we can fix your car for the low, for free damn near if I have to. Just don't call insurance.
Yeah, I don't got the energy to do that. You're yelling at me, honestly, I'm gonna be like, just take a picture of my plate, I'm leaving. You can argue if you go. Go ahead. I'll follow myself.
Shoot, I got hit by a big ass truck.
So what? I mean, it's not a hit and run. I stood there, and if you're just angry, I'm leaving a bad environment. If he's acting crazy, I gotta leave. You get me? I can't stay in this environment, so I had to leave. I had to sort myself out, and I went home.
Yeah.
I didn't hit.
You don't gotta say that.
You were fair.
I fear for my life. She sounds an unstable
I was
person.
fearful for his.
Karen going 10 miles an hour and she gets out the car like you just fucking told her to.
That's
I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to antagonize her on purpose. Like, calm down, love. Come on, baby. Calm down.
I did that too. So she stopped on a green light and I rolled into her because I was like,
That's antagonizing. You're probably.
I'm like, baby, calm down. Baby, calm down. Who made you mad last night? I can make you feel better.
This isn't.
Yeah, I was about to say, he trying to slip talk you.
Nah, I'm just on purpose to piss off. She's like, you hit my car. She's like, you hit my car. Baby, good. Chill. Baby, chill. You getting too mad. I'm sorry your husband hit your spot last night. I'm sorry. Don't lay it out on me.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta.
she's gonna call the police.
I would have called the police. Like, hey, there's this freaky ass dude.
I hate when you gotta sit
You
there
call
and
it
wait for a cop.
cops, and I'm gonna bring my cops. What's up?
Whoa.
Yo, we're on YouTube.
Bro.
Cal, I'm on YouTube, bro.
Put him with all them.
I'm going
Put him with. Who's the other one? Is Bill Cosby still in jail? Or is he free? Now he might be free, ain't he?
Bill Cosby?
Chat, y'all did not hear that.
I think Bill Cosby's still in there.
Nah, yeah, I think he's free. I think he's too old. Like, he's mentally not there. So I think they let him free. Yeah, put him. He's still out there. Yeah, we gotta retrace him, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna fuck with him. He's looking like Wednesday now. That first 7 minutes was about it.
Damn, bro. I made the fucking turn.
Listen, so far my Wednesday instincts, they did me good. OBS didn't do me good at all. You can go fuck yourself.
Why the fuck random people on Telegram just be saying, hey, how are you?
Listen, I don't know, bro. I be getting some. Hold on, I can probably see some.
Yeah, yo. That shit's
They like, what are you doing tonight?
The Telegram bot.
And I'm like, this don't look good at all.
It's terrible.
At all. Horrible look. It'll have like a verified checking on.
I ain't like, I got some for money. I got some for money.
Man, they texting you from work.
Nah, I asked them for money. I'm like,
I don't know. The way we have all these orders here makes me think that we might end up taking shorts.
I'm just saying, you gotta pay for my time. My time ain't free.
Shit, you already giving it to them.
Man, speaking of like fake people texting me, bro, I get so many Andre Diaz people following me, like fake Andre Diaz.
Bro, it is, bro.
How much you know?
He said, actually,
This is my son, bro. I can put you on. I'm like, bro, I already got Jerry's number, bro. I already got this man's number.
he's so crazy, bro.
My trend to the right. I'm not sure what you mean by like my trend. Oh, you mean this? No, this was just more of me just anticipating the moves.
Listen, at this point, only
But
people
a
I
lot of
care
orders been
not getting
collected. I'm not
fast
really a
are
fan
like
of this
gaming
price
YouTubers.
leg, so it makes me think that we may come back down. But we're gonna see.
Like the only people I feel bad for when it comes to fake accounts are people that like are genuinely like old and don't know. Anyone who's young, honestly, you're just goofy.
You goofy. You should do your due diligence. You can go look and see. All right,
Like,
but
how
this nigga has a blue tech on his shit.
the pages steal my photos and they end up being less quality? The same high quality photo.
But let me see. Let me go ahead.
Post them all in the same day.
We need all these. All right. So now that we are somewhat breaking bullish, I'm still not a big fan of this area. A lot of orders were collected. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? A lot of orders were put in. Let's just say. So we had a bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish. So we can assume this level will be strong, just depending on how we want to start closing. But realistically, we could run this low right here. This is a low I would definitely want to pay attention to. We could get something along the lines of where I can possibly just place a limit right here. Assume that this will hold as the low of the day. And then we target higher, but even then, I mean, this range is very large, so I will take that into consideration. Again, just considering all the orders collected right here, and this was just all engineering liquidity, so I'm not really trusting this breakout just yet. I want to see how we react from it. Maybe get more of a confirmation, because we could, as far as I know, just run up through these highs right here and then have a reaction all the way back down this way. So, I mean, we're currently bearish short term, but we're also finding our way back bullish. So overall, the trend is bullish. We have our pullback. Boom, boom. Nice 15. Well, really, the 1 hour was a nice strong level. So this level is really strong. Honestly, yes. Everything's playing out the way it's supposed to. Now, yes, have we broken out to the top side? Yes, we have broken bullish, but because I'm not completely sold on this leg right here, I would like to see price. Again, let's see. We might be able to get like a quick scalp up to here, but other than that, I definitely want to see how we treat this leg down here. Again, this is a nice break, but we're just kind of holding on our hands, sitting on our hands. Maybe we can get a nice run down here and then we buy it back up, at least back up to these highs. That would be nice. We'll see. We got this 5-minute gap right here. Let's make it so it's like, so we got this 5-minute here. 30s going up as anticipated. ES is just pushing for these highs. maybe ES might just be the one that just completely keeps going bullish, and then maybe this is our only chance, you know? Because, I mean, everything's moving up. So, I mean, hey, no risk, no Rari, they say. If anything, I would say it's the last area we kind of collected some orders. And then we also swept that low, so I'm going to keep this level in mind. If we do come back down to this level and we close back up, I'll probably look for some sort of longs. But yeah, right now patience is the play. We are starting to collect orders here at this level. Starting to build up some orders, which I think if we happen to keep pushing up from this level, let's see. So we haven't even been tapped in. Bias is still bullish. Let's say what's up to my people real quick now.
I mean, it's cool, bro. It's a security job. I'm still debating on who would
What up, G?
You said, huh? You said you level 2. You already got the gun license. But no, I don't. I can. Yeah, I can get one though. Well, you already do shooting guns. You can open carry in Texas though. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I'm saying 2020 do security, so I'm like, you get paid more. Like,
About to say, you get certified, you get paid more cheese.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Hey, I ain't trying to sit no bank. I ain't trying to stop no crime. Yeah, I feel like they asked to buy her on phone. Not necessarily. Me as security, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't that serious about
There's
that.
so many orders right here.
Bro, I got into it with a dude yesterday on my first day, bro. The old dude, cause the little wand that they scanned me. I almost got into it with the security boy last night when I went out. I used to be security guard back when I was 18, 19 for Amazon. I would just walk around the whole warehouse.
I was gonna say, I thought you was security at Chuck E. Cheese. Let's see if my intuition is right.
You keep saying is you good for it.
It's like I wanna press the buy, but again, this leg. I don't know. It's just something about this leg. Maybe if we come down lower.
security niggas be hating. They mad they ain't get no pussy. They sitting out there mad as a bitch.
Bro, I don't know, bro. Shit, I'm going by the first.
Talking about the girls fucking with the bouncers, bruh. As soon as they get in the door, they just want to get a free entry. As soon as they get in the door, they not talking to them.
Oh, it be hit and miss. It be hit and miss. I remember one time I was in Orlando. I have to go to those too, bro. No, I ain't gonna lie though. I have a story. Yeah, I remember like I think last time I went to a bar, I was in Orlando. I think like it was like 2 years ago, bro. You? Okay, all right. No, I got a story for y'all. So it was like last time I was at the bar in downtown Orlando. So I was with
Might have missed this one. Let's
it was
see.
like a girl with one of my homies on
I do like this leg though.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know. It's gonna be crazy. I know, Dre. You know what? If I tell the story, you said what? I want to say probably during like the summertime of nighttime. Yeah. You already know when if I tell the story, this shit. You already know this shit gonna be crazy every time I tell the story. Nah, but it was one of my homies, homegirls stuff. So you put me on with, right? She was like 3 years older than me. She was probably like in her mid-20s. I'm saying, I think I was like 22 at the time. Cause I just turned 24, so yeah, I was like 22. Boom. So we go inside. What's that bar name? It's the one that behind the we call it like grass stuff. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. Those who live in Orlando, they ain't that many bars in downtown Orlando. I forgot the bar name, but yeah. So we went to the bar. Bro, tell me why. I mean, we got it for free. You know what I'm saying? She got it for free, bro. Tell me why. Bouncer hugged this girl. He picked her ass up. And I looked at her. I was like, bro, what the fuck? You was with? Nigga, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. She either bad John or like he thought she was sweet.
No, the crazy thing is, so the crazy thing was, so this shorty was choosing on me and shit, right? So this is like the first time I went out with this girl. This is the first time I ever went out, and I seen that shit. Twin. I look. No, bro, it's funny because my boy told me like, hey, bro, she feel you, bro. You want to make a move, bro? That's an easy play, bro. I'm like. I told my boy, I said, bro, I ain't trying to go outside, bro. I told my boy, I said, bro, I'm trying to stay at the crib, but I ain't even trying to go outside, bro. Cause I was still getting on my ex at that time, you know. I had my heart so broken and shit. So I was like, my boy said, bro, he said, get on there, bro. That's an easy play, bro. She said, that's an easy play. She told you, y'all go to a crib lady. That's an easy play. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Fine, bro. I'll go to the fine. I'll go out with it.
He said, oh my gosh.
Nigga, she got picked up at the bouncing, nigga. I was like, nigga, I checked out. I was mad as hell, nigga. I was like, bro, that's my homie out, bro. I'm with a girl. That wasn't the worst part, though. Bro, it got worse was for the time, nigga. That shit got worse.
She ain't had no friends. She ain't had no friends or nothing. I would have straight went to the next person. What you talking about?
Nigga, she had friends now, right? Nigga, she knew everybody that bitch.
I would have straight went to her friends.
Nigga, she know the bartenders, nigga. Nigga, she know the DJ, nigga. The DJ, bro. Was it your idea to go back there? Was it your idea to go there? No, I didn't want to go out, bro. I didn't even want to go out. So it wasn't even your idea to go to that spot? No, bro. Like, I got forced out. My boy dropped me off. He had to play. He was gonna go smash another. He was gonna go smash somebody over there. Not late for me, but I forgot what it's called. It was like Optimal Springs or something. Like he already had a play, so he dropped me off in downtown Orlando. It was like, all right, I'm saying, do what you gotta do, buddy. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? I don't even do shit like that. Nah, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say Optimal Springs. That nigga 30 minutes away from me.
I'm a relationship guy, but I don't even do
that nigga far as shit.
Nigga dropped me off like
So far, the intuition's great.
this nigga dropped me off like a field trip.
SMC sleep.
Bro, say you rented another car to drive it an hour away. You gotta fill the car back. You're gonna have to fill up that car, your new rental, and the old rental. It's gonna cost you more than $100.
No, bro, he played it so.
I'm trying to tell you from experience. I've done both. That $100 is gonna go way further with that delivery than getting in gas to drive to Orlando. You're gonna want to have fun on an hour drive. You can't tell me you're not. 2 times. You gotta take that drive twice. Twice. That's 2 hours of driving on a straight road. It's just gas. You're gonna spend $100. But the delivery's $100. You're having to deliver it from Orlando to Tampa, and he's gonna come and pick it up for you. I pay extra $150 for the protection thing. But even then, like, regardless, this is what I'm saying. You're going to spend money, guaranteed, no matter what, on gas for 2 cars. Guaranteed, right? You're renting 2 cars. You're spending gas on 2 cars. You gotta leave the car how you. Regardless, it's gonna be that. So regardless, you're gonna spend that. Plus, you're not accounting for anything that you're just gonna do. I'm just accounting for the drive from Orlando to Tampa twice, which is like 100, probably 20 miles total. Just to do that. So delivery. The delivery, bro. It makes it easier. Also, you're not gonna be driving 2 hours back and forth. It's $100. I mean, you're gonna spend $100 here. I can promise you, you're gonna spend $100. So it's either you spend it and make it a little bit more efficient, or you spend it in a lot more. Because you can have him be there as soon as you get there, and you can have him be there just to when you go to the airport or wherever. He's just there already. You can drop it off. Too much going on, right? Cooking? I barely cook for myself on any night. Alright, so who's on you, got me? Sure, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm gonna take him to fucking McDonald's.
That's what I thought.
I'm gonna take him to Cow House. Cal, you're picking.
Take that nigga to Popeyes.
He think I'm going to get steak. I think
So yo ain't gonna get some Waffle House.
Glass bottle. I almost just chucked this shit at this nigga's truck. I need a smoke.
Jenny, bro, chill, bro. It ain't worth it, bro. They gonna play a bazooka on your
He
ass.
just pissed me the fuck off, bro. I almost got out the car. That shit was wrong.
yeah, maybe you just need sense.
Hey man, double R Jenner.
Yeah, bro. I'm about to start a YouTube channel, bro.
At this point, bro, just put it on.
Yeah, just you road raging.
That shit content, bro. I swear niggas will watch me rage at these niggas, bro.
Bro, you might as well, because you gonna road rage and drive anyway, so you might as well record it.
Bro, but it's like, the whole thing about it is, though, like, I just want to drive peacefully. Like,
It ain't gonna happen, so you might as well record it. Might as well turn it into a positive.
Just
'Cause I don't think I've ever had a drive that didn't have anything in it.
I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Twins not worth it, bro.
it's not,
And
bro.
then if
Niggas will really bang out.
once they find out that you're recording, they're instantly not gonna want to mess with you again.
No, that nigga
He's
was
like a
speaking,
camera
bro. The
right
light was
on your
turning
forehead.
green. I'm late to an appointment. The light was turning green, and he's just not moving his car.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna beat my chest too, if that's the case.
Probably being my chest. Like, drive. Nigga, he did that shit at 2 lights and then wanted to act like he was doing nothing wrong.
It's got a camera, bro.
It's also
So
about
that's
to
the only
beat
thing
his
you can
glass
do.
bottle through your fucking windshield. That's what it's also about.
Nah, then you gonna be extra late.
Super, super
Nigga, that's
aggressive.
I'm already late to this bitch ass. I'm gonna do that shit all in motion.
My boy's super
And then he
aggressive.
gonna come find you, and then you can still be
He's
late.
gonna have to follow me. He's going to have to. It's gonna be a problem. Like, just like how you got a problem now. What was all that hot shit you was doing in traffic? You wanted to be all big bad wolf in traffic and not do anything, and you don't give a fuck. But now it's a problem.
He said, "Big that
He gonna show up
wolf."
at the crib at 1 a.m. Live from me from 2 months
Niggas
ago.
love yelling at you through their window and shit and doing all this and that. So it's been up the car, bro.
They do that, but I just do this.
Nah, I'm gonna flash my gun unless we really about to bang out.
do it. Dang, all that is.
Yeah, don't do that in Florida, Mac. They might just do it too.
Especially here in the city, bro. Everybody got a gun.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Don't do that here in Texas. We excited for that. We be excited to crash out.
They like, finally, he did it first.
Keep it a beam, bro. You pull your gun out on me, I'm not giving you a warning. I'm just gonna start blasting, bro.
Nah, but I feel the reach my control is.
Bro, like,
You
that's
doing that while driving, you gonna
If
crash.
you pump fake me, I'm shooting you.
He's like this. Shoot, I'm a pump fake. You jump.
Good luck doing that in a Corvette. That's got no type roof, bro.
Pump fake me, I'm blasting. That should be like, so anyway, I started blasting.
He hit you. I ain't like these folks here in Texas. I'm definitely Florida too. I ain't like Florida got some crash outs. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I saw someone bring a shotgun to the grocery store one time. I was like, oh yeah, you got it there, buddy.
That nigga's weird. No, that nigga's weird as fuck. He's a weirdo.
I said, you out of there, buddy.
He want everybody to know he protected.
Nigga, instead, he made everybody feel unsafe.
You know, about a big ass shotgun, put that shit in his shopping cart. I was like, all right.
It's weird how the laws are.
It's crazy though because you wouldn't be able to do that here in Philly, bro. They'll take
technically
that shit
like he's supposed to be open carrying. It's like weird how the laws
bro,
are.
niggas think that shit's so cool, bro. They was doing that shit here in the biddy. You know how they was walking around with their ARs and shit? They straight took that shit off young boy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I never understand that type shit. You was a real life open target, man.
The right niggas really gonna do it to you. Like,
reason to be doing that is if like you're with 5 other people and you're the one holding it, maybe, right? But like when you're by yourself, it's fine.
Wait, yeah, what I mean face first, bro. That is
like that's the definition of like when the rapper
that's
like
what
I got
I'm
a shooter.
talking about. The light skin boy.
Yeah, got one of them.
He got locked
Got
up.
one of them.
Yeah, they just locked
You
him
don't
up like
understand the
yesterday.
element of surprise, bro. It was hitting you and you know.
They
Until I
charged
pull that
him for
motherfucker out.
transferring guns and illegal possession of some firearms. So they probably got him on some like SPR shit without having the credentials. And then he also got caught giving guns to other niggas, like selling his guns, which you're technically not allowed to do.
Got him on his name.
They didn't get what he was preaching was facts, but they still got his dumb ass for other shit. You feel me? Like,
I heard it was a nigga in Philly who was buying guns and selling them to people with his own name.
Nah, he's a menace. He just don't care.
locked his dumb ass up.
Buying guns and selling them with his own name. This probably is the same person. He got arrested for murders, bro, because them guns was tied to his name.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what he thought was gonna happen. That's like, bro, played the riskiest game possible.
Bro, but it's like the fact that you think you're cool doing that shit, thinking nobody's gonna touch you, nigga. One of your young boys just got that shit taken off his body. Like, shit is not sweet. The right nigga will do it to you. Like,
You just gotta be the right nigga.
Hey, damn. You're not lying, though. You're not lying to it.
nah, bro. All you gotta do is run into the right one, bro, and he will do that shit. Like, all it takes is for him to up that shit quicker than you. Now I'm flicking your man. Bro, if a gun is in your face, Max, they will kill you out here. They don't give a
This
fuck.
nigga think he's Superman.
I'm over here gone.
Nah, they will kill you. Bro, they'll put the gun in your face and they will pull the trigger. Like, yo.
You think you would? Yo, you like you want out of it,
I ain't glad, bro. I talked to a crash out one time. He told me he loves drills, but with his weapon, I ain't know what that meant, but I was just like, I want to borrow it.
Listen, bro, the most gangster nigga can still get taken off, bro.
He told me all his guns.
The
He was
most
like, yeah,
gangster
bro, I do
nigga
this.
can
You
still
gotta
get
do it,
taken
bro. I
off.
love
That's
drills.
fair though. That's fair though. But nigga like me, I just had you touch me at the end. Oh, please don't.
Talk about a nigga like me, I respect it. That nigga back. That nigga made me better, yo.
Pop it. Pop it.
Yeah, he popping it, yo.
Just remember, he was like, when I get there, you gonna get me right? You gonna give me the blink? I'm like, maybe.
Don't give that nigga the blink, bro. He about to shoot somebody, yo.
I do remember
He gonna
that.
give you a free throw case.
Bro, elbows might be shaking.
I'm gonna give it to him fucking empty. I'm gonna give it to him disassembled, like missing parts.
You better give him a toy gun.
I'm gonna just give you one bullet. You do the rest. You figure the rest out.
So Max, I got a real question for you, bro. So if a nigga up blick on you and he got you at gunpoint to your head, You're gonna up pull?
Yes, nigga. I swear to God, nigga. I swear to God. I don't know.
Alright, bro.
I could have swore you said you never shot a gun
That's
before.
smart, bro. That's smart, bro.
I could have swore you told me you never shot a gun before.
Well, I thought my ass was shooting until I started until I went to the gun range, nigga. I was shooting
Nah,
crazy.
it's like what it's like they said in the song, man. I kill it, but don't push me, right? That's not.
Yep.
That shit sounds sweet. You go to the gun range, nigga. I was missing my target. That shit like
Yeah,
so
I into the
sweet.
gun.
Bet you your knees was hurting, huh, Cal?
You never know how hard it is to shoot a gun until you do it. Nah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
would
for
say the
real.
shooting part's not even a bad part. I would say the loudness is what people will get caught off guard by.
Not even that, just being accurate.
No, we guys
Yeah, the accuracy, but
I think it's anticipation, bro.
I feel like
Absolutely.
now,
I think it's anticipation of the gun.
respect what the shooting
Before they
about,
shoot.
they really know the sound because I
Yeah.
feel like that's a big thing. It's
Yeah,
way
yeah,
louder
yeah.
than people expect.
But
Way
the
louder.
gun range, it also sounds different indoors because the sound is echoing off the walls. You feel me? So it wouldn't be that loud outside.
I see a lot of people miss their shots off of anticipation of the trigger. Like they not really expecting when the gun is gonna go off and shit. Like they be pulling the trigger back and just waiting, like and then it go off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like I'm pulling the trigger down and I'm getting that straight fire. Cause as soon as it click, I'm already knowing.
Now that nigga Ari, he's a good gun teacher. If y'all niggas need tips, that nigga's a shooter for real. That nigga get you right, yeah. He taught me a lot about the trigger walls and shit, and about the flinching and all that.
I'm trying to tell you, some guns got more flex than others and shit. You play with that shit, dry fire a little bit, you'll be able to see.
He showed me some key things to practice when just like in the crib, like if you're practicing your draw, knowing where your trigger wall is, how much play you have on your trigger, like you know what I'm saying, shit like that.
Bro, that shit make you want to upgrade your trigger.
Word. Now the Glock, I got a Glock. The Glock shit's pretty nice. All right, I got
yeah, for sure.
Yo, it's 10:51. You're not there. You
I just got here.
He said he's black.
Yeah, I know traffic ain't that bad, bro. It's 11 o'clock over here. It
Nah,
can't be
a
that
few
bad.
long turns. Traffic was also bad. That shit was going.
I'm like, nah, it can't be that bad.
Nah, yeah, I definitely got off the highway at the wrong spot. But all right, I'm gonna join you guys back to y'all going.
No, you're not.
This might have been the move right here.
Serious, and I ended up being the whole time. How'd that work?
Bro. I'm mad. I'm mad that I was
We'll
right
see.
on that.
Then again, now I'm kind of also anticipating shorts.
I was right on that, bro. I got my ass throttled just to be right, bro. This is crazy work. All because I want to be emotional.
Price movement.
I'll be because you.
Hey, at least you know why you fucked up. Man,
bro, my granny so much she won't be here no more, bro. That shit fucked me up. I'm in the hospital. I'm like, bro, don't say that shit.
Nah, well, also, when life's so hard, bullshit, you go through like so much shit. Sometimes it's better just not to say it.
yeah, I was just about to say the same shit. Some days it'd be like, if your emotion not right coming into this shit, you feel what I'm saying? It's better just to step away for a little bit.
Not there, bro. You think you'll be the best. I don't be the best.
This happened 2 times though within like the past 2 weeks. This happened like 2 times within like the past 2-3 weeks though. I haven't took out all this year. It's like because both times when I had a day like this, I woke up. This is whenever I woke up and I started taking trades. I woke up and started doing shit. And today the same thing happened again. I kept dreaming about what my grandma said because I don't know, but I'm still feeling some type of way about my uncle's situation because I was supposed to be in Orlando this past weekend for rolling out anyways.
Yeah, you just spent the clear up, bro. That's how it is, bro.
It's like, man, if I was in Orlando for a roll now, I'd probably been able to save my uncle. Because I at least would been 20 minutes away from his ass. But I decided last minute, nah, I ain't gonna go to Orlando this weekend. Man, I'm good, stay home. And then he passed away that weekend. He even passed away anyway. I'm like, damn, what the hell? So that's just
I don't know if you like, I don't know, yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what you believe in, you feel me, but you can't control none of that type stuff. Everything happened for a reason. You never know, like, it could have happened in a different way. Say you tried to intervene with some shit, you feel what I'm saying? Everything happened for a reason, bro.
Yeah, and let's just say if you would have known, let's just say you would have tried to, but even then.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like crazy, bro.
Bro.
Can't think about what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. Just gotta worry about what you got now, where you're at now, what you control.
But yeah, start your log by the way too, bro.
You right. Yeah.
It's real shit though. Everybody go through it. You got tough trials and tribulations and shit. You said you ain't been on tilt for a minute, and this is shit that's making you on tilt. It's probably just a test, bro.
Bro, shit, and this is one of the things that shit everybody in this call gonna have to go through, bro. So it's just you gotta learn to handle it, cause it ain't gonna go away. You just learn to get stronger, more capable, more aware. You'll know next time to be able to walk away and not put yourself in an environment, but that might let you go into. And even then, like not
Awareness
even
is
just tilt
everything.
wise, just in general, you learn to handle it from getting put through it. Unfortunately, but this is how the world works. Unfortunately.
It became like sometimes
Me and this man.
I already learned my lesson, but then it's like boom, once again I find a way to kind of
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, you ain't done.
yeah.
Your lessons ain't done.
You gonna learn lessons for forever, bro.
They gonna keep on coming. You ain't never gonna learn. We ain't never gonna learn. It's just gonna be infinite lessons until there's no more.
Oh, I might have missed my long opportunity.
But that's the beauty of it, because since you can keep on learning, there's always gonna be room for improvement. If that was all the lessons, then that's just it, right? Nah. This is just the beginning.
Yes, how much? But I sacrificed.
Yeah, I ain't taking no trades today. I saved myself out of a lot of potential detrimental situations with this shop.
Myself, bro.
Look at this. If I wouldn't have taken the trade exactly at 9:30, we got these moves.
Big ass consolidation.
I wouldn't have got nothing, and then they would have chopped it around just for it to still overall play out with the bearish bias. And that's what it stopped me out if I would have taken any of the trades that I wanted. I think I did pretty good.
To be honest, window ones was the only thing motherfuckers could get.
Yeah. Besides that initial 9:30 to 9:37 move, that was it. And then after that, it just all went up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's all good. Leave this trade another day. We still got tomorrow and then Friday. We live this trade every day. But I'm about to be up out of here. About to get the rest of my day started.
Yeah, blessings.
Stay busy. Stay productive. Just focus on the positive. That's all you can do, buddy. Focus on what you can do. Think for everything else and everyone else, so. Beyond GI Day, stay safe. We'll be back in the morning. No day.
Alright. VIP calls done. I think I'm about done. Honestly, I won't say I pretty much missed my entry. Again, I'm not a fan of this price action, so we had some orders built up here, some orders here. We got some gaps, so we got some unfilled areas. So there's a potential that we may want to short from this area. Now, granted, this is a 1 hour gap right here, bearish, right? So I'm anticipating us to have some sort of reaction from it. Now, with that being said, I'm also paying attention to if we inverse this level, because if I did truly miss this level, then once we inverse this gap right here, that could be another means for another potential entry. But as of now, no trades. Again, we could have taken this, but I'm not a fan of these levels. So typically, you see how we had chop here, we had chop here on this move up, but eventually we fell low and took these out. So, and we also came very close to these highs, so it's almost like equal highs. So now, definitely expecting some sort of pullback. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it a little past 10, just to get something going. Let's see. But yeah, we're testing midnight opening price again. Honestly, I would want to see price on ES pull back at least 50% into the range, and then maybe find our way back bullish, you know. But outside of that, honestly, it could just keep trending since it's already stabbed through that low. This could be the break of structure right here that we're looking for on ES, but we'll see. We still haven't tested 50% of this gap either, so we'll see if we want to use that, respect that. Starting to build orders here, so there's a potential that either we're going to build orders to the top or the bottom. So yeah. But yeah, I definitely gotta hop off here shortly. I gotta actually go up to my Airbnb units, check in on those, and finalize some things on my end, which I'll probably do like a vlog or something, um, recapping everything and just updating everybody. As you guys know, I'm a very busy person outside of trading, so definitely try to keep things in motion outside of the charts too. So yeah, any new viewers here, make sure you guys sub to the channel. Really just getting started with everything this year, getting kind of back in that flow state with trading, and yeah. So let's see how we break above here, because honestly, this could be where price is actually looking to break on ES. Again, it's still not a very clean price leg, so there's a chance that this still comes down. Which I think ES might be good for like a little runner for the day. That's a wide stop. Starting to look like we may want to close above this 1 hour. I mean, I guess if I were to get in on anything, it would be low risk at this point. Just because, again, we're running the risk of creating a larger stop loss within this range. So honestly, even though we're breaking structure right here, you know, price can still come all the way back down here and, you know, run these lows. So that is something I'm paying attention to. I mean, everything played out exactly how we anticipated it to overall. NQ coming back down to this level and pushing up. Granted, you know, I wanted a cleaner entry since it was a 4 hour. Guess I could use this level as a break or an order block. there any one high gaps here? Oh, we are. Yeah, I just felt like this move was just so just for us to come take all these lows. So low key, honestly, we might get some shorts off in here. It's kind of looking like we want to maybe build back towards the top side, maybe keep aiming for top side, buy side. But we are slowing down, starting to build orders up right here in this level. So I'm going to see if we get maybe like a push down or something like that, where we can just sell this back off. Because even though we did essentially break structure, right? Even on the 15, like this was a slow, choppy move. Now, unless this other 15-minute candle closes in the next 7 minutes, super bullish, I wouldn't anticipate us moving any higher at the moment. Because even this move for ES really didn't make too much sense. We got the bullish, we got the 2 bearish candles, which I did have marked up right here, but just this leg alone, it just looks super choppy. So it definitely looks like we could pull back down to these levels down here. When? I'm not sure. Because again, we could just get back above this level, inverse it, and then we just keep moving higher. I might have to call it a mortar though. Set some alerts. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Sell the buys played out. No, yeah, we just gonna call it from here, y'all. So, hey man, the sells played out. The longs did as well. It's just, for me, it wasn't a clean enough setup for me to take and really want to hold. So, with that being said, we'll just have to chalk this up as a L. If it does play out, that's great for me because that's more data I can feed to myself, into my own journal, so that way I know what to do going into another setup that looks like this. So yeah, for me personally, again, not really a big fan of this leg, hence why I did not take this setup, even though it looks like a break of structure, right? So, yeah, with that being said, man, this is pretty much the day in a nutshell. Hopefully, you guys got some value, got some laughs out of this. And yeah, if you guys haven't already tapped into the Money Printer University, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram at no job no probs. I will be sure to respond to everybody then, get you guys locked in, and yeah, everything is free at the moment. So if you are here, tap in. Like I said, I will get y'all locked in. And even if you guys want to trade with me in the FBA team and the VIP, hit me up. I got you. With that being said, man, shout out to y'all that stayed to the end. Again, if y'all have any questions, don't feel bad about hitting me up. Just hit me up. I got you. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day. And yeah, we're gonna stop this stream right here. Peace.